should get it. Like now. Get it. It is very, very good.
That was 18 months ago. Things have changed, some for the better, some for the worse. Let's start by breaking down the statistics of the Concorde for a second time. But first, a lot of people have been asking me what this spreadsheet is and where to find it. This is the Aeronautica database. It has a lot of useful tabs and you can find it under the Trello and database channel on the Discord server. With that out of the way, let's get into the content of this video. The Concorde has a max speed of 1,350 knots. It can go faster if you use the afterburner, but it's not recommended during the cruise section of your flight. The plane can fly up to 18,300 meters, or about 60,000 feet. From a fuel-saving perspective, this means you have to climb more before you reach peak fuel efficiency. But it's not as bad as something like the L2000 or Hypermach. This plane's range is about 289 kilometers or 158 miles, which means something like a 580 kilometers or 320 miles max range if you're flying at the service ceiling. Basically, it's enough to fly from anywhere to anywhere else on the map as long as you're flying in between like airports. This somewhat impressive list of stats is rounded off by a capacity of 40. So while this means you won't make too much money per flight, you can fly into smaller airports with higher supply and demand modifiers, which may lead to more money per flight than other planes actually. But it also should be noted that you are flying 2 times or 3 times faster than other planes, so you have to take whatever money you earn and then double it to compare with other planes. Just to be fair, you know. Now those were like the hard statistics, I guess, like the statistics involving performance. Let's take a deeper look into other features of the aircraft that, you know, aren't the statistics. This plane can take charter jobs, which is great when it comes to having additional income alongside its normal income. This plane has an air brake, which allows for some more risky flying as you can slow down faster, which translates to more flexibility with how you fly the Concorde, which is amazing. This plane is bought from Heathrow International Airport on the Avalon continent for a cost of 98,000 WP. Personally, I would describe the repair cost and refuel cost for this plane as moderate. Finally, one of the main selling points of this plane for some people might be the fact that it does have custom livery capability, although the livery is a bit hard to make because you have to line up the droop snoot when you're making the livery, and that's just pretty hard. Personally, I take the body livery and then I just like upscale it, rotate it, and then line it up with the droop snoot and then paint some stuff with the paintbrush, and that's pretty much it. So, to put simply, the optimal strategy for making money with this plane hasn't really changed over like the past 1.5 years of updates. The only difference from before is that in the current version of the game, you just want to pick routes with high supply and demand and rare jobs. Those were things that just didn't exist when I made my last Concorde review. The best way to fly this plane is still to fly from point A to point B. This time you just have some more extra steps. Oh, and also previously there was one route that you flew on, Kaisbro to Heathrow. Now you have multiple routes. For example, you can do Val to Eno, or Val to Tessel, or I don't know, hop around between the Kyoku continent and whatever like the discount Soviet Union continent is. Now, while job chaining is theoretically possible on this plane, it's not practical. The ultra short range of this plane compared to other aircraft makes job chaining just a massive hassle, so like good luck with that if you want to try job chaining. That's pretty much it with the grand strategy, but there's also some other tips I want to give on like just flying the plane. So this is a SST. There's no taxiing to the runway and having the ATC give you a good old send-off, because by the time you do that, half of your fuel is gone. Instead, you should just immediately take off after you spawn, like just screw taxiing, take off from the tarmac. Or I mean the gate. After lifting off, immediately climb to like 13,000 meters, or about 42,000 feet. Now this is because this is as high as you can go without stalling if you go into a immediate vertical climb. And you want to level off after you reach that altitude to prevent you from stalling. This is pretty essential to achieving your maximum range while saving fuel. While you have a speed brake, make sure you plan enough room for you to slow down so you don't overshoot your airport and need to circle around. Thus, you're wasting fuel because your speed brake, it slows you down fast, but it doesn't cause a wall of like air to hit you to make you slow down instantly to 0 knots. And finally, I recommend you to repair only after about 7 flights and only use the overhaul option when you're repairing. It's just simpler and it's just better that way, honestly, because the non-overhaul option, that takes money, and when you're flying a SST, you're not going to be making a lot of money. You're going to be making a lot of WP, but not money, because fuel is not cheap. And that's pretty much it for the strategy section. Honestly, this is a pretty solid SST. I would recommend this to you for you to get as your first SST if you don't have something else like the L2K. It's not particularly punishing if you mess something up when you're flying it, and it has decent statistics. After you have enough money to buy another plane, hopefully like a better SST, you should just ditch this plane and go and buy the better SST. But in the meantime, get this plane, fly it, grind money, that's pretty much it. Honestly, it's kind of nice to see that the plane that has served as the role of introduction to SSTs for so many players when the game was so young is still able to fulfill that role adequately even after a year of updates. Now, if you like this video, please press the like button, maybe subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment down below because it really helps the channel out. And I'll see you all on another video. Have a great time. Bye!